Hey everybody, I'm JoPro and I am joined today, you know him, his name is the Rocket Man Olsen. Rocket Man Olsen, say hi to everybody.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, I've basically become a permanent part of this channel, whether you all like it or not.
You are a parasite that is just sucking away the life of this place, but I couldn't have it any other way. It's great to have you back, buddy. So good to always have you on the channel as my reoccurring guest. So last year we reacted to E3, but we did not do any predictions. So this year we thought, hey, you know, my channel's ending here in a few weeks, so let's go out with a bang. We're gonna do an E3 reaction. It'll be uploaded on the channel the date of Nintendo's E3 on June 11th on a Tuesday evening. And so right now we're gonna talk about what we expect to see, what we hope to see, what we probably won't see, unfortunately, you know, Paper Mario, that kind of thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll move on from there. So, Rocket Man, you want to start us off? What do you want to talk about first? What you think we will see, or what you just really fantasy wish that you could see?
Let's do predictions first and wish list last. I think that would work best.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so go ahead and give me your first. What's just a great, pretty obvious prediction, I guess.
I think an obvious prediction is, I think. So I'll start obvious, and then probably later down the list it's going to get a bit more obscure. But I definitely think we're going to get more gameplay footage on Luigi's Mansion and Link's Awakening, specifically those games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not sure about Animal Crossing, but I think Luigi's Mansion and Link's Awakening for sure.
Okay, so what do you think is going to be this year's like spotlight game? Like last year was Smash Brothers, and then the year before that it was something, I don't know, maybe Mario Odyssey, I think, and the year before that it was Breath of the Wild. Like there's always a spotlight game. It's something you always know about ahead of time. So is that Luigi's Mansion? Is it Animal Crossing? Or is it, I mean, it's got to be one of those two, I would assume. I thought it was going to be Animal Crossing. I think we're going to see a lot more of it than people think, but I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect for a spotlight game, mainly because it felt like they kind of blew their load with Smash Brothers last year. But I don't know. I would say, man, I don't know. I think if they make a spotlight game a big announcement, I've got a feeling it would probably be something that we haven't been told about yet. So this could be Star Fox. This could be, you know, Pikmin 4 finally. I mean, I know we've been waiting for it since, what, 2013? We've been waiting to hear more about it.
Yeah, I think the spotlight game was going to be Metroid Prime 4, and obviously that went the way that it did, and so we're not going to probably even hear anything about it because it's years away. And along those lines, Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Switch, I totally think that's a thing. I think it's a thing that the development is pretty much wrapped up on, but I don't think they want to talk about it or release it until we're like a year out from Prime 4. So even though it exists, I don't think we'll hear anything about Prime Trilogy. I don't think it'll get announced at E3. So that's one of my, I guess, like first predictions with Metroid. I don't think we'll really get anything Metroid related this year. Next year we'll get a whole bunch.
For sure. I agree with that. What's your next prediction?
Yeah, so along those lines, I'm also going to say with Pokemon, like, let's go ahead and talk about Pokemon. It had, like, its direct earlier. We know it's coming out this year, right. Sword and Shield. I don't think we're really going to see much of Pokemon. We'll see it. It'll kind of pop up in their, you know, direct and stuff, and I'm sure it'll be playable in some form on the floor, but it's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be one of their main games, and that's because really Pokemon at E3 never has been a main thing. It kind of has its own events, and so I don't think we'll see too much of that unless we get a Pokemon Snap sequel, which would be great.
Yeah, I agree with you. Pokemon has never been one to take center stage. That's kind of been more of you know, its own thing. I think it's going to be more of a Treehouse game, so I can see them showing off a lot of demos in the Nintendo Treehouse after the Direct at some point, but you know, maybe a new trailer, but if not that, then yeah, I don't see much for Pokemon this E3.
Yeah, for sure. And along those lines, well, no, I guess this is kind of like the alternate take. So back to Animal Crossing, you know, I have my mixed feelings on Animal Crossing, but I'm really excited to see it on the Switch. I do think it'll be kind of their premier spotlight game. They'll talk a lot about it. I think there'll be some type of new multiplayer aspect to it, maybe local and online, something that they haven't really done before, taking it a step further. And they'll probably also go further with the whole mayor aspect, maybe give you even more control over what your town's going to be like, and different policies and maybe legislature ideas. Like, that could be really cool if they had different things you can do to really expand that world creatively. I do think, though, as cool as the gameplay will be and the multiplayer will be, and as much as they talk about it, that graphically a lot of people will end up complaining about it. I think that it's not going to look quite as crisp and high definition as they would expect, kind of like how people are disappointed by Pokemon Sword and Shield's visuals as well. I kind of expect the same feedback.
I agree with you on some things and disagree with others. I definitely I don't know about local play for Animal Crossing, just because that Animal Crossing on one screen with multiple players is so tricky. Especially since the figures tend to take up a decent amount of room on screen. I don't see there being a lot of room for them to move around. But who knows? Maybe you're right on that. And then also, I don't know. While Animal Crossing and Pokemon both try to appeal to a younger audience, I still feel like Animal Crossing has this awareness that a lot of older people play this game. So you have a lot of people in their late teens and their early 20s and mid 20s, heck 30s, 40s, whatever. I feel like, in a weird sense, the game where you befriend animals tends to have a more mature audience than the game where you have animals fight. So
yeah, it's true, I guess.
We'll see. I can see them definitely polishing some stuff up, but it's still going to be done in that cute Animal Crossing charm. It's not going to be like anything highly textured and detailed.
Yeah, no, I get that. Makes sense. You're more of the Animal Crossing expert. I mean, you adore the terrible Isabelle, so.
Yeah, fun fact, I actually bought Animal Crossing off of JoPro for like 30 or 35 bucks after he bought it because he hated it so much. So
I bought New Leaf brand new, and I was like, oh man, my first Animal Crossing game. And after about 2 hours, I was like, this game sucks, and I sold it to you.
It was great.
And now I just hate your Isabelle and Smash, and it's just ruined my life. And
I've been working on
I want to give it another
too,
try.
So.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'd love to give it another try, but I'll just end up selling it over to you again, which maybe
I
might
mean,
work out for you.
I guess I'll hold off on my payment since you'll give me like a $10 discount on it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait for that.
So, like you mentioned earlier, another top game this year, Luigi's Mansion 3. I think that just like the port, I guess you could say, of the original game onto the 3DS, it'll have some type of co-op mode. Hopefully it'll look better than a mushy green Luigi that is super low res, but I do think there will be some type of oh gosh, it's terrible. Co-op mode, maybe for the campaign, but definitely for like some type of, it'd be cool if they had like a versus mode or just like a mission co-op mode or something. I do think, a lot of people have been like, oh, the game looks really bad, the textures aren't really there, the lighting looks bad, and I totally agree. A lot of people think, well, probably the final game will look better graphically. I don't think it will. I have a feeling that people will be disappointed because the trailer will play and the gameplay will be shown, and it's going to look more or less exactly the same it looked now, but we'll get to see a lot of cooler rooms and stuff. After all, it is just the sequel to Dark Moon, so it's not going to look quite as good as that first game, but I'm really excited for the game. I mean, what do you think about it? You think we'll definitely see a lot, right?
Yeah, I think we're finally going to get a story reveal in this next trailer. I think there's going to be a story revealer for this new Luigi's Mansion game.
Will we see Professor Egad in the trailer?
That's tough. I mean, yeah, you've got to show Egad. Like, he's been a staple in Luigi's Mansion. Like, I would say so. I agree that there's probably going to be a co-op option, which if there is, I'm super on board with that. Yeah, and then I feel like after that first game, Nintendo was like even a little disturbed themselves with what they had created with like the design of it. I think they were like a little scared of their own game to the point where they were like, we're gonna make this kid friendly. Yeah, because every time I see Luigi walk through the door,
the first game is terrifying.
Oh man, I know that goodnight end screen, like,
Yeah.
spooked me to
No,
my core as a
I had
child.
trouble when I was a kid and I play the game. As soon as the power would go out and you'd have to like work your way back down into the basement and flip the breaker, like I would sometimes just have to quit the game and then like restart from the beginning again because I just couldn't handle all the ghosts popping up all the time and stuff.
I wouldn't even get that far. I would just stay in the room wherever it was bright and be like, yep, I'm not moving anywhere else. Like, I'm gonna hang out here with Toad. I can't do it.
Toad, a welcome presence as always. So what do you think is more likely then? Do you think Professor Egad being the next fighter in Smash Brothers or a Pokemon Snap sequel being announced?
I mean, I think Egad has a better chance than a Snap sequel being announced. As cool as Pokemon
Really?
Snap is, it's become like its own novelty, and people have... I don't know. Actually, maybe a Snap... No, I don't know. Pokemon has been doing a lot of spin-offs. You know what? No, we'll go with Snap sequel. Not Egad. As a DLC fighter.
I agree. All right, so time for your next prediction. I've done quite a few.
Yes. Ooh. So, my next prediction is we're getting a new IP. I think our last intellectual property that we've gotten from Nintendo has been ARMS, if I'm not mistaken. So that was over a year ago, and the game didn't really do so well. I don't know. It's kind of like with Disney. Like, Disney has all these iconic characters that you know and love, but they got to keep making more characters for the newer generations of kids. And I think Nintendo kind of has to do that with the newer generation of characters. I mean, sure, everyone's going to grow up with Mario, but, like, you also want unique characters to you. Like, I get to say that I grew up with Captain Olimar, you know, because Pikmin was created when I was a kid growing up and all that stuff. So I would really like to see a new IP, preferably something that's not so bare bones like ARMS was. That'd be great, but we'll see.
Yeah. Any genre ideas, and also do you think it's going to be like directly a Nintendo game or maybe Retro Studios or something?
I would say it's directly a Nintendo game, and I would say it's some sort of an adventure game. I don't know what, but an adventure game.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like it. I could see something like that. Yeah, new IPs, it's hard to predict because it can literally be anything. Like, nobody could have predicted Splatoon. One, like, random prediction I've seen a lot of online is that it's somewhat of a new IP, I guess, or at least it was, is that the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is going to get a sequel, which would be something that's also really out of left field and I think would be cool. I liked the game. Didn't like love it, but I liked it a lot, so a sequel.
Yeah,
cool
I never beat it, but I got close.
Yeah, it was tough at the end. So going into Smash Brothers, that'll probably be a big topic at E3.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure. Obviously, we're gonna get a new fighter revealed. They've been waiting for that, and
yeah, because all 5 are supposed to be out by like early 2020. So we need
and it's been like 6
months
since we got the last one announced. Almost 6 months. It was in December when that was announced. So that's wild. It's gonna be 6 by the time of E3. So I guess, like, how many do you think are going to be announced? Is it just one? And then when is the first one going to release? I think that we'll see at least one, maybe 2, but definitely one. Maybe they'll, like, do a trailer for the first one, but then for the second one they announce just, like, say who it is, but not show anything. But I do think that the first one they reveal will be released in June, for sure, 100%. I was thinking it'd be, like, the same day. It's, like, available now, the new fighter. But if they did that, it would get data mined because, like, they'd already have to have that. Yeah, people would find out, like, at least by the day before. So I don't know if they'll do that, but they'll probably be like, you know, at the end of June or something. So who do you think it's going to be? When do you think they're going to come out?
So first off, I would say that they're going to do 2 trailers just because we're like, it's going to be the halfway point when we get of the year. And you have 4 fighters out of the 5 that you're promising. I mean, I guess there was 6 DLC fighters if you count Piranha Plant, so they're only a third of the way done.
That's
like,
my boy.
Getting characters out. Yeah, that's your boy. I have no freaking idea, honestly, who the heck they would even announce at this point. Just because there's just so many characters at this point, and there's nothing that I really want, like, I want Bandana Waddle Dee, but I don't think he's happening. He's not happening, and I've come to grips with that. So I could not tell you why. Who do you think is going to get announced?
I don't really know who I think. I know who I want, which we'll talk about that in the wishes section. But for who do I think? Probably mostly characters that are out of left field, like Joker was. I mean, there was the Dragon Quest rumor, so like that's very possible. I do think Microsoft will get somebody at some point. I feel like the Dragon Quest character doesn't make sense for an E3 reveal, though, because that's a Western audience. So, like, E3's got to be something bigger. Like, Banjo-Kazooie would make a lot of sense. Even if, like, Steve from Minecraft is really going to happen, it would probably be an E3 type of announcement. Like, I don't think we're going to get something like Dragon Quest at E3, so probably not that. I don't really know, though. I mean, it could be really just about anything. But yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and say my wishes for this so we can just get it over with now. I would love Rayman, and I think that's a chance.
Right. I think Rayman has a very good chance. I think he's got a very good chance.
Of my wishes, he's the most likely. I don't know if that he'll be the E3 announcement, but I definitely think of the 4 left that he's possibly in there. I'd also love Cuphead, which isn't gonna happen, but Cuphead and as his Echo Mugman would be really cool. Paper Mario, of course, is not going to happen, but God knows I would love that. And then besides that, just like any Zelda character, like Skull Kid or something, but that's not going to happen either. So kind of relying on Rayman to at least be my one to get. Last year, I thought Crash Bandicoot was a really good option. I remember when they announced Ridley, like I was like, oh my God, it's going to be Crash, because it was just like something was spinning, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Crash.
Honestly, yeah, I remember wanting Crash Bandicoot to kill Ridley, and that never happened.
Yeah. Well, you just wanted anybody to kill Ridley at that point.
Yeah, I still do. So.
So, anyways, let's move on from Smash before we run out of time for this video. I'm gonna do a few quick fire things. And then you can do some as well that don't need much explanation. So like Bayonetta 3, don't think we'll really see much. Definitely think it's delayed. It'll come out in 2020. Fire Emblem, we'll see a little bit of. We've already seen a lot though, so probably won't see too much. But it comes out. Yeah, it comes out in July, so I don't think we'll see that much. But they'll talk about it. Astral Chain will get shown from Platinum Games. That's something I'm not interested in, but would be cool, I guess, for some people. Mario Kart Switch, people are waiting for a Mario Kart 9. Definitely don't think we're going to see that this year. I think it's possible for another year from now. Mario Kart Tour for the phones. They're not gonna talk about that during E3, so definitely a no-go for that. Maybe, yeah. So, and then finally, Mario Maker, of course, comes out a few weeks after E3, which I'm super excited for. A lot of people think there's going to be another theme in it because, like, they have Super Mario 3D World is the new theme, and in the Direct, there's like a little spot next to it that's empty, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's going to be another theme at E3. And no, it's not. It's going to be DLC, most likely, or at least free DLC or paid DLC. I don't know which kind, but I don't think we'll see it at E3. So I don't think they'll spend much time on Mario Maker. It'll have its little tournament thing, and besides that, it'll just come out 2 weeks later. So do you have any quick fire bullet points? And also, did you boo my game Mario Maker?
No, what?
Oh, I thought I heard you boo it.
No.
Okay, good.
I'm super excited for Mario Maker. No. You have nothing to be mad over. So Mario Maker, that looks super fantastic. It would be cool if they were making some sort of new Mario game for Switch, but I still feel like Nintendo's coming off of a high with Odyssey, so we're probably not going to see one until, I would say, like next E3. Maybe we'll see something new. But yeah, that new spot did have me speculating a little bit. I would really like to see Pikmin 4, but, if it's not ready, it's not ready, so I guess I can wait on that a little longer. I don't know if there's really anything else I want to wish for. I'm super happy with what I have right now. I guess don't, spoil everything in Pokemon Sword and Shield like you did in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or Sun and Moon. I don't know if you know the history behind that, but Game Freak literally spoiled just about almost every surprise that happens in Sun and Moon
Wow.
before the game came out, so everyone thought there was going to be all this new stuff, and then you play it and it's a huge disappointment because like everything happened, but that was it. So don't mess it up again, marketing team of Game Freak.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm so excited for Mario Maker. It's overwhelming how much new stuff's in it, and I cannot wait for the online. Like, we'll be able to actually race through levels online together, and I assume we'll even be able to play each other's levels maybe online, like together at the same time, which will be super cool. The
Man Olsen video that I'll probably make about it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It comes out right before the end of this channel too, so I'll probably have some a little bit of content on
ranking everything in Super Mario Maker.
Yes. My last real prediction, I guess, is that Pikmin 4, though we want it so badly, will not be announced or talked about, but instead, you know what's going to be announced? Pikmin 3 for the Switch, a port of Pikmin 3. I'd put like 95% chance we're going to see a port of Pikmin 3.
You know, that's actually not too bad. That's not too bad of a prediction. I could see that happening.
Yeah. No, and I totally think Pikmin 4 is a thing. It'll be like a next year thing, and so they'll go ahead and, have us play Pikmin 3 this year, and then sometime, probably not at E3 they'll even announce it. Like, it'll probably be like in January, and in a direct they'll announce Pikmin 4 or something like that, but I don't think we'll see it yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But I guess since we're wrapping this video up, I wanna end this video on a wish that I have. I'm gonna end this the way that Nintendo ended it back in our junior year, or no, our sophomore year of high school.
Are you gonna play like fireworks as the last game reveal?
No, but I think my wish is I want Nintendo Land 2 for Switch.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I was thinking along those lines because we were like so underwhelmed by the Nintendo Land reveal. It was a really bad reveal. They just like played the Luigi's Mansion game, and then they were just like, "Oh, this is the end," and they played fireworks, and everybody like it was virtual fireworks.
So pissed.
I guess we were only disappointed because I think we thought that like Metroid Prime 4 was gonna get announced, which is funny.
You thought Metroid Prime 4 was gonna get announced. I thought it was gonna be something cool, and you know what? It was cool, but we didn't know at the time.
Nintendo Land is better than Metroid Prime 4.
All right, you guys have that on record, right? You're gonna hold them to that. Nintendo Land beats Metroid Prime 4.
Man, a Nintendo Land sequel. It'd be tough though, because like you don't have the asymmetric Wii U gamepad, but they can just make other types of games for it. That's a cool hope. My hopes, I'll go through them just super fast. I'm not gonna explain any of them, but obviously Paper Mario. I would love either a new game that's good or like a remaster of Thousand Year Door. Pikmin 4 is a hope. Seeing Luigi's Mansion, but having it be like a graphical upgrade would be a hope. I already talked about my Smash hopes. Mario Odyssey 2 or just another 3D Mario, that would be a hope, but I don't think we'll see that till 2020.
I would like DLC with a new world for Odyssey.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I don't think there's any chance that they're gonna do DLC at this point because it's been so long. Like they would have done that by now. Same for Mario Kart 8. So I think there will be a Mario Kart 9 or at least like a Nintendo Kart and a Mario Odyssey sequel like next year. Metroid Prime Trilogy, that'll be next year. Retro Studios, I would love to see what they're doing. I still think they were doing something before Prime 4. I don't think it was canceled. I think it maybe is a racing game, like a Nintendo racer that has like all the franchises, kind of like Smash Brothers. Don't think I don't know. We might see it this year. That's kind of hard to say, but I definitely think it's some sort of kart racer game that's kind of everything, and that will replace having a new Mario Kart on the Switch. Instead, it'll just be a Nintendo racer. And then finally, Link's Awakening. I'm really hoping that it's more than just a remaster. Instead of just being the same game, but like in better graphics, I'm hoping it's kind of like Link Between Worlds. It turns out where it's kind of like a new story and new dungeon designs, just the same overworld. I think that could be really cool.
Well, we'll see. It's kind of hard to do that with adventure games when there's already a linear story to it. You don't want to, go too far off the beaten path from what
Link
it
Between
originally was
Worlds
if it's a remake.
had a nice balance.
Right,
it's
but
not
Link
technically
Between
a remake.
Worlds, Link Between Worlds was able to be its own thing for the most part.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Any last hopes from you?
Nintendo Land 2, make it happen, please.
That'd be great. Or
if you make that, then I will agree that there's no point in getting a Wii U and it's all Switch.
Yeah, I mean, you still got Star Fox Zero and Paper Mario Color Splash.
You know what?
And
Darn
Amiibo
it. I
Festival.
could never. Yeah. Darn.
Amiibo Festival is gold, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a
loves
pretty
Animal
busy
Crossing.
schedule. The second half of the year, I mean, if there's a new IP and a bunch of new games, I don't really know how they're all going to fit in. We got Mario Maker 2 in June. You got Fire Emblem in July. August is Astral Chain. I think September's game will be Animal Crossing because October will be Luigi's Mansion. They could do Luigi's Mansion in September, but I mean, October would make a little more sense. So I think that'll be October. September will be Animal Crossing earlier than people think. November will be Pokemon, which tends to be the trend. And then December will be Link's Awakening, taking that holiday spot. And they might double up and put like 2 games in November or 2 games in December. But I think Animal Crossing fits best in September based on those other months. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. So yeah, that's all I got. Anything non-Nintendo you're looking forward to before we close out?
I'm looking forward to a good rest of your 2019. If you've been having a bad 2019, I hope it gets better, and I look forward to the good things that happen to you.
Wow.
I mean, you as in the audience. So.
Yeah, well, of course. I wouldn't expect you to be nice to me before we have a Smash Brothers Smackdown in a few weeks. Yeah, I'm really excited for Nintendo's showing and for outside Nintendo. There's a few things. If Sony's not at E3 or anything, but in general, I'm looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2 if they ever talk about that. And at E3, they'll talk about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the new game that's unfortunately by EA, so I know you're not looking forward to that game, but I'm just going to hold out hope. I'm just going to hope that it's good. And
a new hope.
It probably won't be, but it's fine. So that is our predictions, guys. I think that's all you got, right? Any last
that's
words?
it. No,
Okay,
thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it, and I will see you in another video.
Great, yeah. Join us, guys, on June 11th. We will have a live reaction. Well, it'll be uploaded later, so it won't be live, but we'll have a reaction to the highlights from E3 from Nintendo, and then a few days after that, some video of some Smash Brother craziness, and maybe some Mario Kart if we have time for that as well. So lots of E3 and gaming coverage coming up in the next few weeks, and that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See you later. Goodbye, Lego boy.